I'm sure all of you are feeling some sort of fear, disappointment. Um, how else do I put it? Uncertainty, dread about what has happened in the last couple of days since the election, especially with the fact that the author of Project 2025 has been hired by the upcoming cabinet to come in January. And as someone who does identify as bisexual, as someone who is not white, of course, as someone who has been doing their damnedest to try and bridge people together and try to get people to realize the realities at hand, that things are a lot more complicated than they like to believe. Who distributes and authorizes our rights are a lot more complicated than people like to believe. At the end of the day, Trump becoming president is not the be-all, end-all of anyone's fight for tolerance and for expressing themselves without fear. It does not begin and end with him. He's just unfortunately the scapegoat of both sides. The side of the left being that he's the reason why so much more bigotry and hate is being promoted in this country, and especially the other side of the argument that believe that he's our only hope due to a lot of desperate financial times that we're in. And there's so much more information that validates people who both did not vote and voted for Trump. I can't deny that. And I hope that I don't lose friends over this video, but again, I voted for Kamala. I tried. I tried to speak my piece, and I tried to, keep going about the message that, hey, Trump's whole speech is about, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. And then meanwhile, Kamala's message was, let me help you buy your first house. I could stand by that. However, I can't deny the fact that both of them are complete morons in different fields. It's just that unfortunately Trump knows how to get to people's practical sense without giving details about the fact that we're going to be tariffed to shit if he has his way in the next few years. But that's all besides the point, and I just needed to speak my piece because I've seen so much dread and doom and gloom throughout people that I personally know, and especially, the internet at large. People are afraid of war, they're afraid of the prices getting even worse, they're afraid of their rights being taken away. But in reality, we've gone through one term with this guy, and as scary as it is that the Conservative Party may get trigger happy with what they want to pass in the next few years, let's not forget, under Joe Biden's leadership, the Supreme Court still overturned Roe v. Wade. Under Joe Biden's leadership, we still had the ICE concentration camps. People can say what they want, but in reality, nobody's coming to save us. If we want to protect our rights, we have to stand out from the crowd. We have to peacefully protest. We have to make demands of the establishment. This does not begin and end with Trump, and our lives are not over. Our freedom is not over. So I want you to do yourselves a favor, look inward, and realize that there are more vulnerable people. There are kids out there in this country that do need some guidance and do need diverging thoughts from the status quo. So I'd say to all of you who are in fear, who don't know what's coming, stand up, protect those who need protection, speak out. But for the love of God, do not start violent uprisings. Do not commit suicide. God, fucking algorithm. Do not commit self-delete. I hate using that word in real life, but you know what the fuck I mean. Do not just start mass, exiting the country because there's quote unquote no hope. No, if we all who agree on the same things that the far right have been trying to reduce our rights for, if we all agree on these things, we have to stand together and we have to stay here. There are kids, there are people who cannot have a functional living. There are people who are refugees coming in from warlike countries. We can't just give up we can't just give up or leave. We can't. We have to do something. We have to try. We have to try and maintain some sort of dialogue, some sort of validation of ourselves. Do not give up. Don't. Don't be like Mark Wade. Don't be like the people on TikTok losing their absolute minds. Stand up, be you, and keep speaking for your rights. And if need be, if the law does become authoritarian, defend yourself. There's no other way to say it. We can't give up because there are people that still need us. Despite how little or insignificant any of our words may seem in the sea of this fucking space that is the internet, we have to try. We have to try and give hope to those that have lost it. I am not some hero trying to say this. I think I just want to help people have hope again in whatever tiny decimal point way that I can provide. So I hope my rambling has provided you some sense of clarity and some sense of responsibility, I guess. I have a daughter on the line. I have friends who do need some sort of validation or protection. I don't want to give up. And neither should any of you. Because if not us, then who? This isn't a normal video that I usually make, but I figured something to lighten people's moods, something to just not continue the nihilism that I've seen in the last 10 years of the internet. It's time that we have to remember there are people who need help more than us. And for those of you who can do something about it, speak up, stand out. Don't give up, don't ignore, don't escape. Because we all lose if we only give in to those three. This is me, Halfrican-Jones. I hope to God that this nonsense I've been spouting has helped someone today. Love you all.